good morning. It is a beautiful sunny day here today. It is actually 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I am just now getting to sitting down and doing my makeup, and I want to bring you along because this is the perfect time to do it. So I don't know where we're going to go today, but I think in my vision of what I'd like to do is I'd like to do something a little bit more in the cool spectrum as far as the eyeshadows are concerned. So welcome to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe. If this is your first time watching this video, I would love to have you here, and that way you don't miss anything. I usually just kind of jump right on into catching you up on what's happened during the week. I love my Saturday videos because it's an excuse for me to just, not that I need an excuse, because all of my videos are rather chit-chatty because that's who I am and that's what I like to do. But this one is usually exceptionally long, and I don't know about you, but I love long videos. Like if I'm going to commit to watching something, I love story time. And I get that feedback from you guys that you love to listen to me ramble, and to anybody for that matter. I'm going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Face Base Primer. Actually going to go out this afternoon and do the yard after this. So let's just test this primer and see how well it holds on a sweaty face and makeup. So this is the first video that I'm filming since I got such lovely feedback from you guys about something I had posted on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I would recommend that because that's where I'm the most active. I try to post photos every day, every other day, and that's where I post really random things, but primarily, you know, beauty, fashion stuff, but food, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, family, that sort of thing. And so I had posted a photo and kind of just shared a little blip about how the kids and I said I wrecked my car. I didn't want to go into this whole spiel. We are all fine. There was no other vehicle involved. It was just me. And it was a really random freak thing. It was one of those accidents where you had to make a split decision. And my decision led me to wrecking my car because I didn't want to take the riskier decision of wrecking our lives, put it that way. But yes, we're all fine. It sucks to wreck a vehicle. This was not my old Bessie, we called her. My minivan, I drove that for many years. We actually upgraded our vehicle last spring. So in my mind, this is still a new vehicle, right? I'm going in with my Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. You know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let me blend this with a little bit of the Drunk Elephant. Hold that thought. I may or may not have spiked this coffee. I just threw foundation all over my carpet. Oh, I need to buy a pump for this foundation. You know, I've been getting along just fine with it. But now that I just did that, it's this is troublesome, okay? I'm just going to make a hot mess of this and use this brush. Screw the mixing with Drunk Elephant. I don't even care if it's a little bit white today. Anyways, where I was going with that was I wanted to thank you guys for all of your thoughts and messages of concern, and it was just really sweet. Oh my gosh, again? Take a shot during this video. Seriously? Seriously. Okay, let me quickly blend this in before it dries like war paint on my face here. I feel like lately that's just how things have been going. Between my computer crashing, which you don't know, that was another thing I included in that caption. I've just been being tested a lot lately. Look how mask-like this looks right now because I have way too much on and it's really light. Oh, I was so excited for this video and I was going to do a really pretty makeup look, and now I've dumped foundation twice on my carpet, which I need to take an intermission and clean that up ASAP. But anyways, my computer busted. I lost all of my editing footage, and I lost all of my editing program, wiped. My husband had to wipe my computer completely clean of everything, photos, videos, just everything good, to see if we could resurrect the computer. But I had to buy a new editing program because my channel was dead in the water without an editing program. So I don't know what day I'm posting this, but probably you've already seen the iPhone footage that I tried to shoot and had no idea how to edit. Thanks to one of you, you told me I even had iMovie on my iPhone. I didn't even know I had that app. But I was able to figure that out and get that video uploaded. That was a chaotic day. I honestly feel like every time I try to film, there's resistance in any way, shape, and form. Every video. And I can honestly say that about every single time I've sat down to film, there's always been chaos going on in the background or behind the scenes. And everything is then a question like, am I supposed to be doing this? Like, nothing is going easily for me. Or is this just, an opportunity for me to work through trials? And I don't know, I just kind of feel like it's been an uphill battle for many years, and especially the last 2 years, I'd say. Okay, hold that thought. We're going to continue this conversation, but I legit have to clean this up because, foundation. All right, I'm going to let the enzymes eat at that foundation for a bit. I'm going to go in with my concealer, which is somewhere here. Something strange is floating in there. Not sure what that is, but I think I'll survive it. No, my phone is going off. Tell you what. If you don't laugh during stressful or chaotic things, you will cry, which is also okay. But sometimes you just gotta laugh. I was grateful. So a few things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for your undying support, your constant support. Quite a few of you comment on every single video. Let me just throw this here. And that's how I know who is watching, and I love interacting with you guys. You're just so sweet and kind. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I did order a new concealer, but I'm going to wait to share it until it gets here. I don't know when that will be, because as you know, shipping is super delayed right now, which leads me to something else we can talk about. I've been organizing my pantry, and I shared with you some jars that I bought from the Container Store, and I got the rest of my first order I placed, probably 3 weeks ago now. They're a little bit behind on shipping too. But I am loving having my pantry's always been organized, but it's even more broken down and organized than it was before. I've gotten rid of a lot of boxes, and I keep all of my baking goods in containers, but now I'm keeping all of even more things like bags of chips and nuts and breadcrumbs, oatmeal, just anything that comes in a container. I've taken it out of its container it comes in, which is usually cardboard or something, and I have put it into containers, nice clear containers, so everything is like labeled, and all of my pasta's in containers, and I can see what I have, whereas before they would be kind of like stacked up in the corner. And I don't have a light in my pantry. I could definitely use one, but taking things out of boxes helps brighten it up too. You can really just kind of see what's going on. You know what it is? It's not so much that this color doesn't match, it's a little bit lighter. But I'm also sitting in front of a really bright window here. But I applied more, so it's more of a full coverage look. And I'm not used to seeing myself in that anymore because I've been going for a much more light to medium makeup look. I did not set did I set yesterday? I can't remember. Anyways, I'm going to go in with the By Terry Hydra Powder and set those under eyes a bit. I was super dewy yesterday, like almost too much so. And I did powder, but what's happening is it's very humid out. And when it is that humid, wowzies, it is hard to not look greasy in just a few hours. It's kind of a fine line between looking dewy and just really healthy, glowy skin and greasy. Like, I was walking that fine line yesterday. Thank goodness for having to wear those masks because it really hid all of the things I wanted to wash off of my face, and then I wasn't so concerned about it because all you could see was my eyes and my eyebrows, and I'm like, well, my forehead just looks glowy, but all of this was like breaking up, and it was not a good look. All right, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Ritual bronzer here. This bronzer, I haven't reached for it for a while, but I think I wore this yesterday. Very bronzed, almost too deep for me, for what I really like. I love the Hourglass, and I don't mind Nars Laguna. Now, the one I have is Ancient, and I like the Bare Minerals Pressed, and actually, those are the only bronzers I own anymore. Oh, no, and I like this one, too, the Laura Geller. But this one is what we're going to use today. So you can use this one as blush. Let me fix my mirror here. Or bronzer. It wouldn't be a very blush-like blush, I think. I think it'd be a little bit, I guess it depends on your skin tone maybe, but on my particular skin tone, it's brown. And, if you want like a nude colored blush, maybe that would tickle your fancy. But for the most part, I like to have a little bit of color on my cheeks. I don't know if they make this. I think they might. I know that when I first bought this, it was a limited edition thing, and now for a while they had made it permanent. But you know, things come and go, so I don't know. A lot of my collection is things I've had for some time now. Really, I started a makeup channel in 2013, and I had already had makeup. But I really didn't jump on the YouTube-induced shopping extravaganza that I went on. I'm sure a lot of you went on it. Maybe you're still on it. And that's totally cool and okay when you are new to makeup or you're new to YouTube and you're learning so much and you want to try it and it's fun. But I got so caught up in it for a bit that I realized, wait a minute, this can go bad way before I have a chance to use all of it. So then a few years ago, I kind of reeled her in. And that's not to say that I'm not going to buy new makeup ever again, because I'm kind of getting to the point now where I want to throw a few things out and kind of start over in certain categories, which I've done. I try to keep my, my complexion products like my primer, my foundation, and my concealer down to just a couple options. We'll put it at that. And then I still have a variety of colored products. I have too much lipstick. I actually need to declutter my lipstick because it still takes over 2 drawers to store it, so that tells me I have enough. Oh, I don't know about you, but I really look forward to my afternoon cup of coffee. If I'm not going anywhere, it's my afternoon cup of wine. Cup of wine. Sometimes, some days, maybe like today, it is more of a cup instead of a glass. Okay, I'm actually going to apply my highlighter next. I've been doing this and I like the idea of blending the blush over the top of bronzer and highlighter and just kind of bringing her all together. This was a recommendation from my friend Jelena, and I was just thinking, like, all of my makeup products have a story. They all have a journey of how they arrived in my collection, right? Sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Like, we can pick something up and more than likely remember where we were when we bought it, why we bought it, who we were with, like, what were the circumstances. And I was looking for, I don't know why I asked her, but I remember asking her, what's your all-time favorite highlighter you can't live without? I probably was like on a long highlighting no-buy, and then I decided to, let's see what's new out there, but I want to make sure that I get something that I'm going to love. I can always trust my close friends' makeup recommendations. They all have great makeup style, and they all know what they're talking about. We're all kind of on the same, frame of reference, or like why we buy makeup, how we use it, how we enjoy it kind of thing. I'm going to do this blush. So when I was in my makeup drawers this morning, I was kind of looking through my blushes. I'm like, ooh, I haven't used this one in a while. This is Nars Outlaw, and it's a very beautiful, deep, deep rosy color. I'm going to use this brush. This is the Zoeva 105. It's like a highlighting brush, but I've been using it for colored products. I personally like heavy blush, and I find that's because as it like sits in your face throughout the day, I don't want it to fade. I find when I do a light application of blush, sometimes it just fades throughout the day, and then I have no blush, and I'm going to blend it in with this because this is my favorite blush brush. It's the Wayne Goss 14. I just like to still see that really contoured, almost like vintage kind of makeup. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, they used to do just heavier, and they called it like rouge maybe. And I just think it's really pretty to see the color on the face. And depending on your face shape, blush can really help you. It can help give you structure if you need it, or just kind of like define some of your better assets. Maybe you have great cheeks or maybe appley cheeks, or just, I don't know, I just love it. I just think it really brightens the face, and it's my favorite. Oh, not that you probably ever noticed or cared, but you're probably wondering why it's so dark over there and there's no lamp and there's no table. Well, we ordered a matching bedside table finally for our bedroom sets, so that my husband and I could have, one on either side. We don't in bed a lot to, put your drinks on or whatever. And we ordered that back in April. And so this morning I was on the phone for an hour and 15 minutes on hold. I don't mind doing that if I'm at home because you can still buzz around the house getting stuff done. But by golly, that was the 4th time that I called because our item, it was like no movement, no nothing. And I understand the whole coronavirus probably affected that. But there was no correspondence since I placed the order on April 30th. So I called this morning and got that figured out. So that's another good thing that happened today, is they're finally going to be shipping us our bedside table. Yes.
That's loud.
It was a little loud. You're sneaking in here. What do you need?
Mom.
Yes, honey.
Can we pay totally reliable delivery service?
Oh.
Hey guys, your kids, you should get your kids totally reliable delivery service. It's a really fun game. You can drive a lot of vehicles. It's actually hard to control those vehicles, but if you train, you can get better.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that your spiel? That's all you wanted to share today? Yeah.
So can I play?
You may play after you pick up all of the toys on the floor, put all the Monopoly pieces away. Oh man, if you want to be sold on something, just ask Isaac. He has a reason for everything. He's very much logical. Did you get that? If you have kids, you should buy the Totally Reliable Delivery game. I think it's on Xbox. I'm not really sure. It's some delivery game of some sort. Cars get out of control. He loves to play video games, and he likes to play games where he has to figure things out. So there's a little recommendation for you from him. I'm gonna reach for this Viseart Grand Pro palette here today. It's a nice all matte palette. Looks like this. I'm actually gonna start off with this color right here. So I prefer, when I do a more cool toned look, to still have a warmer crease, just so that the edges aren't so harsh. Things in general just look a little bit better with just a little bit of warmth, so it's not all cool, and because things can get a little muddy looking. So what are some newer released, or anything within the past few years, things that you guys are really loving? Anything caught your eye? I don't know. I probably eventually am going to add a few things to my collection, but I'm not really at that stage of the game where I'm buying makeup consistently and reviewing it. I kind of touched on this in a few of my responses to my last video where I was kind of moaning. I don't know. I feel it's important to be transparent about how I feel about things, so that like all of a sudden you're not seeing certain types of content, or my actions might be different than what I've said previously. Like, I just feel like it's important. It just helps clear the air. And those of you who truly watch me and don't just fly in and fly out, you understand me, right? So I was just kind of talking about recently how I've kind of lost the excitement that I once had for makeup. Now, that is not to say I will never again buy something new, or I will never have the freedom or the ability to like makeup in a more exciting way. It's just that I'm fine with what I have right now. I'm fine with it. I'm over here doing a whole bunch of new things in other things in life. So it's not like I've lost passion for all things and woe is me kind of thing. No, I've always had a passion for cooking and eating and food and decorating, and I've always liked to get dressed and pull myself together. But a lot of that was pre-children, as far as like the fashion, makeup, hair, doing all that kind of thing. Once I had kids, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, I lost a lot of drive for that out of practicality, out of necessity, especially when my husband was coming and going through deployments. I really was like, well, I'm literally never going anywhere, so why am I getting dolled up? Now, I understand the other side of that argument completely. To do it for you, do it because you love it. But for me, it's like, well, I would have to do that in the midst of the kids still asking me and interrupting me, and then it becomes a source of stress and I'm rushed to do it, and it's not relaxing and enjoyable. Yes, I could most certainly set my alarm to get up and do it before they wake up, but then I'd be sacrificing sleeping in for makeup and doing my hair, and that's never going to happen, guys. I'm just telling you straight. I'd rather sleep in any day than get up early to put on makeup and not leave the house kind of thing. But if that's what you love to do, do it. Do it. And I think, if anything, what I've learned from this is to it's okay to be yourself, and it's okay if that is different than what somebody else is doing. Just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean what you're doing is less than. And see, that's what I tell myself all the time, is that you're not doing what they're doing, and you're not doing what they're doing, so therefore you're not good enough. You're not working hard enough. But that's not the truth. So this has been, like, having a channel honestly has been a really big growth for me personally. I'm still digging into that color. And I put on like 16 layers, but it's all good. It'll look really blended. Actually, this color is really light, and so I'm actually having to build it up a bit. So it's like I can totally understand either side of the argument. And what's funny is I can see, I've had times where I'm on this side and other times where I'm on this side. And it really just depends on current lifestyle, what's going on, where I have early appointments, where are the kids needing to go to school, like all of it changes. But the current situation is I'm at home 24/7 with my children. School got out early. It was unforeseen. So I lost, we all lost about 3 months of some of our more precious time alone. And yeah, so it's been a transition, and it has been for all of us. But at the same time, I can totally see where we have to look at it as there's growth that can happen. There's growing in things that maybe you were resistant to change into, but now you had to out of necessity. And so I'm trying to change my outlook, because you can't change your circumstances, but you can most certainly change how you view them. I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's like a really dusty mauve, and I have so been into just a super dusty, smoky mauve. Whenever I wear purples, I always pair it with peach, so it's kind of that same concept, but I guess it's on a little bit more of a muted scale here. I think being a military wife, too, I've really learned that, gosh, you can't change your circumstances. I mean, nobody likes when their husband comes home from work. Perhaps it's been an extra bad day, and then he tells you the news that he's leaving, in like 2 days for 7 months. Nobody likes that. You can't prepare yourself for that no matter what. So it's actually better if you don't know. Ignorance is bliss in that situation, because otherwise you're just going to dread the day. And you can't live your life dreading everything. You'll be miserable. And life is a gift. It's not meant to be miserable. Did you guys see that Wayne Goss video he posted where he was watching a lady who was a makeup artist in the 80s? And it was a video where she filmed makeup techniques. And it was very interesting. So he was responding to what she was teaching. And a lot of what she was teaching, like he's taught me. I enjoy watching Wayne. I feel like I like his makeup concept too, where it's just, it's relatable, it's wearable, like the way he does makeup makes sense. He breaks most things down into like just a couple steps that really, I think most of us can easily follow and understand. That's another one of those colors that it's like a barely there color. But you know what? I really like an eyeshadow look where you don't even see the eyeshadow. It's like your eyes are just contoured and they just look really pretty. And when it's like that, people look at you and like your eyes and not at the eyeshadow. Because I know I've seen eyeshadow looks that are pretty and they're well done on other people, but I notice the eyeshadow before I notice the person. Now I'm going to take this dark chocolate brown color here. So in case you want to know what I'm making for dinner tonight, we're going to do a cauliflower chorizo taco. Never made it before. In fact, I think I've only made chorizo like once in my life, and I think it was a long time ago. In fact, I think we were in New Jersey. It was that long ago. No reason, because I mean, that's definitely easy to find down here. It's an ingredient that's easy to find, and I think the last time I made it, I actually went on a hunt to find it, and down here, I mean, it's very, at the restaurants and grocery stores, and I think everybody be making tacos all the time here. I gotta tell you, I'm not liking this full coverage makeup look on myself. You wanna know why? Because I have fine lines on my face that didn't used to be there, and I think that's exactly why I don't do full coverage anymore, because it does not look good. It looks up close. It does not look good. I'm gonna dip into MAC Idolize. This is a really neat color. I don't know if they make this anymore. I hope they do. But it's like a light bluish silver, and it's quite pretty. I'm jumping all over the place, forgive me. This is just a nude color here from the Lorac Pro palette. So I have a pile of palettes at the base of my stand here, And I'm about to film a video right after this. If you're wondering how in the world, why are you using so many random palettes? Well, that's why. They're literally right here. And you can get this like shimmery shade in anything really. Eyes are done, and I think today I kind of want to do like my favorite signature. I say it's kind of like my signature lip, just like a darker, rosy, nudish type color. I'm gonna take this Buxom Plump Line lip liner in the shade Undercover. This can be worn on its own as a lipstick if you wanted it to, but it's kind of like, well, it's a little more brown than Ideal from Lancome. And then I grabbed Rakujin by Nars. This is one of my favorite little lip pencils too. This one also, I have a couple of these. They live in my purse. Because for me, this is like the color of my lips. Now this on its own is stunning. But, you know, I like to have a gloss. And so I grabbed Mudslide from Buxom. These smell so good. Alright, let's zoom you in here. Here's the finished look. It's kind of like a rusty, burnished, I don't know why, I don't even know what that word means necessarily, but like a rusty, burnished rose lip, which I think pairs beautifully actually with more of a cool toned bluish colored lid. So that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I most certainly enjoy having this time with you, and thank you for just all of your support and all of your kind words that you've always given me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll chat again soon. Bye guys.